Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my Let's Play League of Legends. Today we are playing Ahri here in solo queue in normal games, and as you can see I just got a brand new skin which is called the Challenger Ahri. To me it looks like a Power Ranger. For my starting item, I start with a Doran's Blade, 2 health potion, and of course a warding trinket. For my mass rate, I went for 2109, putting most of my point on offensive on AP route and the rest on my utility. For my summer spell, I went for flash and ignite. For my rune page, I went with a magic penetration. Usually magic penetration on reds for Ahri is a mandatory thing because it scales really well with her Q true damage. So for seals, I am going with a flat armor at this game, but usually if you're fighting against like a mid AP champion, scaling HP per level is usually a good substitution for fighting against them. But otherwise, if you're fighting like Zed, Talon, Riven, or for example Israel, flat armor is usually a good pick. And for glyphs, I am running with flat AP, but usually if you're fighting against a very strong AP champion, usually it's good to substitute them with like magic resistant. But once you feel really comfortable, you can always like change it to AP scaling per level or flat AP, which I am running in this game. And for quintessences, I just go with flat AP. So when you're playing Ahri, you need to think about her pros and cons with her and what you can do to avoid those. For like the pros and cons for Ahri, like for example for the pros, she has a very good laning phase and very good sustain because of her passive, and also has like great true damage because of her Q. But once you hit like level 6, it's really like she's really good because she has a lot of mobility and has a very good CC and kill potential and scale really well. But the con for Ahri is that if you fell behind, it's pretty rough. And like I play a lot of Ahri game, and sometimes if I'm super behind, it's really hard to get back in the game, especially in this season because of the dragon buff and everything. You have to like keep your games up. She is very skill shot reliant and hard to play efficiently and hard to carry, and she needs of course she needs like some mana reliance, so like blue buff is like a mandatory thing you need to get with her. So when you're playing mid, start winning your lane, because as soon as you start winning your lane, you want to start taking vision control. And at the same time, don't lose your focus on CSing or your map awareness. So when you're playing mid, you always have to start worrying about your jungler, where the enemy jungler is always going to be, and what are they going to do. I know that in the beginning of the game, I know that Kha'Zix was going to start at around red or something like that. So like for me, if I was playing Kha'Zix, where would I start? Now of course I know that Kha'Zix started red, so I made an assumption where like, okay, since I'm Kha'Zix, I'm going to start at Krog and then probably at red. If I'm pretty low, maybe I'll head to blue. So right away I knew that if he's gonna start at that area, I should start pushing my lane up and like start rotating around the upper middle river, because like if once he's finished blue or something, like right away he's either gonna come gank top or mid. That's the highest chance of me, like that's the highest chance where Kha'Zix would be. And if you don't know what your jungler, like the enemy's jungler is, like it's really hard to say because you need to play a lot of jungle to understand this theory behind it. Because like I play a lot of jungle and I know where like most of the people would start, but after that I don't know what the jungler would do in mid game. But like for example, if I was a fiddlestick, let's say, I would start blue and then work my way to red. Or if you're Lee Sin, usually Lee Sin doesn't need to start blue, so he could always start red. Like you need to think about like where the enemy jungler is and what kind of champion they are using too. Because like it's really hard to say, but once you get used to it, it make it much easier when you're playing mid. And if you're still not used to that, just look at your jungler. Like your jungler is like a mirror to like the opposite of the map. That's like the best tip I can give you when you're like playing mid if you don't know where the jungler is. So anyway, I knew that Kaze was starting at red and he probably finished at blue or whatsoever, and I still don't see him where he is. That's why I start trying to shift my character to more in the upper map, because like I still haven't seen Kaze yet. And the reason why you want to shift your character to more near your ward is because, like, let's say if Kaze is on that ward or something, start shifting your character to the bottom. And like right here, like right now, like Kaze start at the bottom of the river, and for sure right away I had more time and to escape and whatsoever. And of course, like, this is where the Kaze made a mistake here, because I know for a fact that I have charm and I have like my W and my Q like all up, and I have enough mana just to instant kill him, and of course he get caught because the minion was too OP in that game. So anyway, I caught Kaze off guard from there thanks to the minion. Good job, minion, you did a good job. So anyway, like, my tips is that if you don't, like, once you start taking map control and you don't know where the jungler is, just like, let's just say that if Kaze gank top, start shifting your character to the bottom of the river, and like if Kaze all of a sudden show up at bottom, start shifting at your character to the upper of the river, because the reason why you want to do that is that when Kaze start ganking whatever side he is, at least you have enough time to escape and you don't have to burn your flash or whatsoever. But sadly I burned my flash that moment because like I didn't like, because it has a lot of mobility to catch up and it's very hard to escape, so of course I had to start burning my flash. So I went back to base, and I know that for a fact that I want to build like another Doran's ring and start working my way up for Athena on the Holy Grail. Usually if you're like playing Ahri, I usually recommend building Morello instead of Athene, but if you're fighting against like a Syndra or some kind of strong champ, like strong AP champion, then Athene is the best bet, because like you in an early game, like strong AP is gonna burst the heck out of you and you need some magic resistant, and I think that's why I start building I want to build Athene instead of Morello, because of that reason. And I feel like Israel is going to do a lot more damage later in the game, or maybe like end game or some kind, so that's why I start building it instead. So we're both level 6 at this moment in time, and Kaze was able to get a kill at top, which is not a good sign because right now we are 1-3. So I tried my best to harass him and get him half HP, and look at that damage output, oh my god. So anyway, I waited out until my Q come back up and I want to go on at him, so I used my ult, my charm, and I missed my charm, and I try to finish him off with my Q, but sadly he flashed out of there, which is pretty sad. Like I wanted that kill anyway. So I took this glimpse where like, oh, Kaze just walked by mid, and I noticed like this is where the theory of jungle comes in. So if I knew right away that Kaze started at red or something, so I'm assuming like, okay, my blue was just up not too long ago, so Kaze is probably heading at red. So I just tried my guess to see if he's there, and luckily enough he was there. So I waited until he get half HP before I kill him here. So anyway, here we tried to take his red as fast as possible, but this was a very bad idea because I didn't know where was mid or bot was, and of course I got off guard here. So luckily enough, Vi was able to escape, and I was so sad that I died there because like my map awareness was very bad at that moment in time. But if I took a non-scenario where like mid and bot was coming, I probably should have moved my character where the bush was. I don't know how to explain this, but like around their first tower is, because like that would have given me a better chance to escape or something like that. So I bought myself 2 health potion, try to work my way up to build Athene's, and of course I got myself a pink ward because like I got 2 kills already in early game, and which is pretty good here. And I guess I could start spending like more luxury item early games. So anyway, here I know that Israel was able to get a red buff because I played a little bit too greedy there, and that's not something I want. So I tried to play a little bit more safe, because like once Israel start hitting red, he's gonna like constantly harass me or something like that. So I start to play a little bit more safe, try to earn CSing and try to dodge his skill shot. But at the same time, like spam my Q at him, because like my Q does a lot of damage on Israel. So I saw Vi was trying to steal his blue, and it's like, okay, shit, Israel there. I should come, but I don't want to go all in on him. It's like Israel's around there, so I placed my pink ward just in case, because later on I'm gonna place my pink ward there anyway. So we're trying to take that blue, and I want it really badly, but of course Vi took it instead. I felt like if I took the blue, it would be a lot more better for me than Vi, but you can't get what you always wanted. So anyway, I get skill shot by Israel, and it's like, okay, you can't skill shot me here. So I dodged his skill shot. So I try my best to like push the wave, try to harass him, and nothing special here. So I'm gonna fast forward here because there's not much going on like later on anyway. So let me fast forward. So we both started to be a little bit more aggressive here. I took a lot of damage, but at the same time Israel also took a lot of damage there. And I want to go all in on Israel, but I noticed that Vi was chasing Kazakh here, and okay, since Vi is chasing Kazakh, Israel's gonna be there. So we got Israel there, getting him off guard here, and luckily for myself, I have my ult just in case, just to catch up to him and try to help Vi. So nothing much going on here. I wanted to gank bot, but like, okay, if I go bot, I want to make sure that bot is not warded. So I use Vi as just like, okay, if Vi is at bot, then it's not warded. Otherwise, there's no point for me to go bot anyway. So I start pushing my wave, and I want to push my wave because like the moment I beat back, the wave is gonna be against me, so it's gonna be easier for me to CS instead of him getting the CS, because like the moment you push the wave, he's already losing like the big minion and all this other stuff. Like he's gonna lose 2 wave of minion, I believe, before he gets back, but of course he got back a lot sooner as I did. So I start building my item for Athene. So I got my Codex and Blasting Ward here. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here because there's not much going on, and it's just basically CSing. And of course I know this clip is gonna be a little bit long because it's like a 40-minute gameplay. So I want to fast forward as much as possible, and I don't want you guys to hear me talking all day. So here I am trying to steal the enemy red jungle here, and I noticed that Braum was trying to clear off the ward here, and I noticed, okay, Israel and Vayne is going to ward Braum, and I should like start heading there instead of just trying to finish off the red. So I backed off red, and of course Braum got caught and got himself killed there. So I want to add this part in because I don't want to fast forward. I feel like this is the most important thing I want to add in. So this is where I had to make a decision of me sticking around the dragon pit or me pushing the wave. And of course I made the most stupid decision and just pushed the wave, because right now Vi and Israel are fighting at 3v2 at this moment in time. But in another scenario, let's just take another scenario. If I was there, it would be a 3v4, but at the same time we would have the better chance because like my damage output is really strong right now, and I could probably kill probably Kazakh and Israel, but I don't know about their Vayne. But I made the poor decision pushing the wave instead of me sticking along, because now they just got the dragon buff, and dragon buff at this moment in this season is very like heavy ejected right now, because like the first kill on dragon is 6% damage increase for your teammate, which can be really bad for us since right now we are 6-9 and they are super ahead at this moment in time. Fast forward here, I try my best to harass him, try to get him half HP here, because like right now I do a lot of damage because Ahri scaled really well. But I noticed something, that Israel was about to shoot an ulti at mid, so I took my chance, tried to reposition myself, got a charm off him, and able to finish him off here. Israel, man, you were on mark on that time, so I want to say a good play on Israel there. So I got myself Athena Unholy Grail, and of course I totally forgot to buy boots in the 19th minute of the game. At this moment in time, I do a lot more damage than Israel, and I am ahead of him. And this is one of the reasons why you have to be really ahead, because now I can easily kill him. But sadly, Kazakh was around the corner here trying to gank me, but lucky enough, Vi was able to finish him off because she was just there. So now right here, we're in 19 minutes of the game. we need to start taking objective at this game because right now I don't want to be at mid anymore, and we need to start getting dragon objective, pushing more into the tower and everything. So I'm gonna fast forward here. So we're almost at 22 minutes in the game here, and dragon is about to come out soon here. And I had to stick around mid because I didn't want them to catch mid tower yet. So I tried my best here, and oh my god, Thresh was there, so I tried my best to juke out his hook, but of course I had to use my ulti there, which if I didn't use my ult I probably wouldn't able to like dodge it, but I took this chance and went all in on him because Thresh was just, I knew that Thresh can't do anything without his hook. And lucky enough we were able to get Thresh and Israel there thanks to Vi and Israel. So this is a good opportunity for us to take Dragon because Dragon just came up and we just managed to kill 2 other players. But I noticed that Nasus was a little bit weird here, so I knew that our team right now does a lot of damage because we're starting to get a little bit more ahead. And I was like, okay, you know what? I feel like our team can do it without, like, I feel like they can do it without me there. So I tried my best to get the mid tower, and we managed to get mid tower plus the dragon buff. And at the same time, I want to give a credit to Vlad because like Vlad was able to keep Nasus busy because I had no idea what Nasus was doing. He was just dancing around like at Baron, and he wasted so much time instead of coming to mid or something, trying to contest dragon. But instead, we were able to get the dragon and mid tower. So I want to give good props to Vlad for keeping him busy there. So I want to talk about item builds on Ahri because I have been mumbling around what's happening in the game. So right now I just built my first Unholy Grail Athene for sure, and my second item of course is Death Cap. Like Death Cap is like a pretty standard item like to build, and why would you build this second? It's complement your first item really well, and it makes it like it's really a good efficient item from all AP champion. Of course, later on in the game I start to build Voice Stab because Voice Stab is a good item for Ahri because her magic penetration, and at the same time her Q is true damage of course. Other item would be Zonia Hourglass. Zonia Hourglass is more like a sensual item, but usually it's a good idea to build it because like let's just say that if you're super fed or you're versing a ton of AD, Hourglass is a gold item for sure. And for my 5th item, I believe I built a little bit more defensive item. Usually I like to build either a Banshee Veil or a Guardian Angel, but first I felt like I built I know I built Abyssal Scepter because I wanted more of a magic resistant, because later on Israel does a lot more damage because of he's trying his best to stack his item, which later on he become very dangerous. So that's why I built Abyssal Scepter later on in the game. But if you're doing it really well, or if you find yourself you don't need the magic resistant, I say Guardian Angel is the best item for sure, or Banshee Veil, because Banshee Veil is like a best item to cancel out any champion. So anyway, there's not much going on here, and we're trying our best to end the game here. So I'm going to speed up the video because I don't want to talk anymore at this moment because we're in almost 19 minutes. Yeah, 19 minutes of the video. Well, 18 minutes I guess. And I don't want to continue talking almost 40 minutes because like my breath, I'm running out of breath right now. So my tips and tricks when playing Ahri, because I try my best to play her a few times before I release this video, is that Ahri is very good on her like gap closer because of her ultimate. And a few note about her Aura of Deception, which is her Q, is that when on the Q way back, it actually does true damage. So if you find yourself not having a good skill shot or whatsoever, the best tips is try your best to hit it at the max range because they can't dodge the second part of the portion of it. For her charm, use charm when you feel like you can get them. Charm is a really good tool for Ahri because you can always it's like a stun, right, pretty much. And usually if you do like a flash charm, you could do a lot of things with it, like flash charm or ultimate or charm. Like there's a lot of things you can do with charm, and you have to make sure, like, okay, if I use charm, I know for sure that I can make the plays here. So try to use charm if you know you can get onto him. And of course later on in the game I miss a lot of charm, and I could catch most of them there. So during the laning phase, a good way to keep your health up is by using your passive efficiently. Try to use your passive to hit all 6 creep plus the champion, because you want to try your best to keep staying in lane as much as possible. And I guess the last tip I can give when playing Ahri is that her orb can return by the movement. So let's say, like, if you use your ultimate or flash walk into the path, the orb will hit whatever direction it is. It's like Sivir pretty much. So, or Draven, I guess. Try to use that as your advantage. So for her ability, try to max her Q, which is Orb of Deception. Then max your Foxfire, because her Foxfire is pretty much an easy hit. And then lastly, try to max your Charm. And of course, your ultimate, always max it at level 6, 11, and 16. And I also want to put a note to the starting item, because usually a lot of people like to start with Endurance Blade and Tooth Health Potion, which is the go-to item to start with. But if you find yourself that you're fighting against an AD or something like that, Crystallite Flask and a Health Potion is usually another option to choose too. So right now, like, I want to run a conclusion and a little bit more like a summarize, I guess. In early game, try to win your lane, of course. Try to take more map control in early game, and try to predict where your your enemy's jungle is. For mid game, be a little bit more oriental objectives, like for example dragon and tower and everything. But at late game I have to say it's going to be a little bit more harder, because a lot of people struggle in late game. Stick with your teammate, take a more objective. In teamfight, you should always save your charm for like the ADs or the AP carry. Do your best to kill them at ASAP. Like, don't be reckless to dive in and try to assassinate them, or you get stunned and die yourself right there. It may be the best just to focus keeping your ADC alive, or protect somebody basically like our Israel, or like just continue to fight there. Like, try to keep it cool and everything. And of course, last tip is that Baron right now, I say a lot of people at this season, I say Baron is usually a good way to end your game, but at the same time not always, because Baron is like the risk taker. So take Baron when you know that your jungler is down, or let's say that 3 or 4 of their champion is down already. So guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. This video is getting a little bit too long, and I'm dead tired at this moment in time. So if you find this very helpful, please give me a like. And if you have any other question about Ahri or any other champion, leave a comment below or send me a private message, and maybe I might do a video about that champion if I get a lot of requests. And at the same time, please subscribe and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, because I also do live streaming, but I don't have an official schedule at this moment in time. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm gonna sign off because this is getting a long time and I'm dead tired. So this is StarNightz here. So I'm signing off. Peace.
Thresh got to level 6 before us, and he played and missed the ult, and his brave flash, dash, ult, missed everything, and we're just here laughing at him. Oh my god.